Okay. Hi, this is Ice with the Three. Currently, it is June 27th, 2026. It is 8 o'clock a.m. I don't even really, well, I don't make videos this early inside the morning, but it is what it is. I had a long night last night. Well, a long morning. So, I said, hmm, I was trying to make a video last night, but it didn't turn out well or interesting. So I said I was gonna set up. I've been meditating a while on these tarot cards or whatever, and I said I was gonna make a video about that. I was gonna do it now, but I'm like, you know what? Why the fuck not? So anyway, the reason why I was so focused on these tarot cards or whatever, the Fool, is because pretty much I thought my prediction would go well on June the 13th, 2026, in regards to Bill Clinton, and being that Hillary Clinton, she had a progression to Jupiter around the same time, which meant that she got lucky around that time. And the simple fact of the matter that nothing that, in my opinion, nothing really happened, as far as I can see. I was kind of a little upset about it, and so this I think you call it a Yiddish proverb. It popped inside of my head, or inside of a situation, and then inside of my head later on. And I think it goes like you plan, God laughs. But I think the overall saying is tell God your plans and watch him laugh. And I think I heard that proverb a long time ago, and I added something onto it, like throughout like all the crazy stuff I've done. And it's I think I changed it to tell God your plans and watch him laugh. But not only that, if you want to make God laugh harder, try to change his plans. Anyway, so it's apparently a Yiddish proverb. I googled it. I was trying to figure out where did it come from. Did it come from a movie? Did it come from this or that? And it's a Yiddish proverb. Yiddish proverb. Anyway, so nothing goes like, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And then I added something onto it. If you want to make him laugh harder, try to change God's plan. Anyway, so that's been in my mind for a minute. And so I did a personal tarot reading for myself. And so the tarot reading that popped with, well, I'm using this phone now, so I can't show you the cards that were pulled personally for me. But of the cards that were pulled, it was the devil. And this card used to scare the shit out of me, because it's the devil. But when you look at the tarot cards, the the major arcana, um, there's a theme that goes on that I did not notice until like now, until like seemingly my prediction didn't go as planned in regards to my personal um interpretations of the astrology. However, like I always say, everything happens for a reason. And so I've been drinking, but also like last night it was a long night because like somebody popped up at my yard, or what they popped up at my mailbox, and it's like what 2 o'clock in the morning. I am sitting at my window with the lights off with my fucking rifle, so just waiting. Let me say what else I had. Maybe I have night vision, maybe I don't. But anyway, So I'm like, it was a long night. Anyway, this tarot card, the devil. Ooh. So what that card means is that anything that goes against God's plan, because you see the people here. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can pause for a second to see if I can get the lighting better. Pause. Okay, I'm back. So I turned a few of the lights off right here. But if you can see here, there's a man here. Ooh, there's a man here. There's a woman here. And this man, instead of having multiple passions or whatever, why didn't I explain this card? Okay, so this card, sorry, the devil, is very similar to the tarot card, the lovers. Sorry for the lighting, but let me pause for a second. Okay, so I'm back. I'm sorry for the lighting, but so the lovers is very similar to. You can see it. I'm trying to get the reflections out the way so you can just see everything. So I can try to get this good. Yeah. So the lovers versus the devil. If you're having trouble seeing it, well, you can pause it. But if you look at the lovers card, which is, what is it, the sixth card inside of the major arcana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so apparently the seventh, yeah, because the Fool's is 0. But if you look at the Lover's card, you can see that the woman, she's full of wisdom, because there's a snake. A snake is a symbol of wisdom, and the man, he has multiple passions because he has multiple flames around him, and you see the angel at the top, and it's like everything is like balanced, and it's like it's part of it's following God's plan. If you look for the snake is right here. The snake's wisdom, and there's a tree right here. And this man, he has multiple passions. You see a tree that has multiple flames coming out of it, right? So, the devil card. This card, it pops up when you have a singular. Instead of focusing on what balances, not just not everything's not always about you. There's an equilibrium that's going on in regards to just the general. Let me pause a second to get my word, find a word for this. I guess the best way to say is that everything that God does is perfect, and pretty much so as you can see in a period called Lovers, those two people inside of that scene can do whatever they want to do. However, inside the devil card, which if you're paying attention, there's an upside down star right here, but they're chained, and the chain is loose. They're chained to this pillar. They have one singular passion, If you look at this fire right here, this man has a singular passion for one specific thing. And if you look at these grapes out here, they symbolize, in my opinion, wine. That this woman, she specifically wants a dream, an illusion, hopes, and wishes in regards to things that cannot exist, and they hold on to these things. So this man, he has a singular passion, and this woman, she wants something that cannot exist, that's not real. Think about drunkenness, and like when you think about wine and illusions and delusions or whatever, she wants something that cannot be. So let me get these cards back right. Pause for a second. So I guess my point is that pretty much you don't want to go up against God's plan. Looking at the major arcana, because it seems like, well, I guess I figured out, in my opinion, what the major arcana meant. And doing the limited research that I've done so far. Card decks are based off of tarot too. The only difference is that instead of having the major arcana, they have the high joker and the low joker, right? And basically, in my opinion, what it means is that it in my opinion, it's in reference to the major arcana in regards to the tarot deck. Basically, you have two options. Either you can go along with God, with fate or God's plan, or it is what it is. But anyway, that's just too much to just divulge into a video or whatever. But I think what I'm gonna do is like a little small rundown in regards to just me meditating on this tarot deck or whatever. So the first card inside of the major arcana is the Fool. I don't know if I can turn this light off and get a better. It's still got reflections on it. And so if you look right here, there's this dog that's trying to warn this man to be careful because there's a cliff right here, and he might fall off of it as he's dancing around with this flower inside his hand and being careless. However, I think he just wants an adventure. Anyway, but notice the dog, the white dog, is just trying to warn him to be careful. And so I think I watch other videos or whatever, and they say that this man, he may have fallen off this cliff or whatever, and basically somehow became the magician or somebody who is given tools to navigate this adventure that apparently he's inevitably on. So that's the magician. And he has a wand, a cup, a pentacle, and a sword, right? And there's other foliage right here too, I think, right? But it's not what I'm really paying attention to. I'm really trying to get back to the tarot card, the devil. That's what I'm trying to get back to. But anyway, It was going down the what my interpretation of the lore in regards to the tarot cards. So that's the magician. The fool falls off a cliff and somehow becomes someone who needs to get tools to navigate his journey, which is the magician. The next card is the high priestess, or what a person may believe is right and what's wrong. However, it's all just an illusion, because if you notice, there's this is a cloth right here, and it's hiding something. It's Let me pause a second to get the other card out real quick. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So basically, I can shorten this down for you in regards to the high priestess and a person's beliefs or whatever. What it means is that what God has planned for you, He has planned for you. Let me pause a second. Okay, so I'm back. So what God has planned for you, He has planned for you, and what is meant for you is meant for you, and what is not meant for you is not meant for you. And again, if you want to make God laugh, tell Him your plans, and if you want to make Him laugh harder, try to change His. But anyway, so the high priestess. This is a person's, but this is the fool's beliefs or whatever. However, it's just an illusion. This veil is hiding something. It's amazing what the ego can do and can construct for a person. So this is the two of swords, but these are the same people. I can get the. So behind that veil, behind this curtain right here, is an ocean. If you can see it closely, you can see the lines inside of the back, and it's basically this. They're the same person, in my opinion. And so what it shows is that your beliefs, what you believe is just what you believe. So moving on, so the third card in regards to the major arcana is the Empress. And some people may not notice anything, but it's what I noticed is the 12 stars on her crown. And what it means to me is that the fool runs into somebody who he or she falls helplessly in love with or wants to be with. Or maybe circumstances may happen where they run into an entanglement or a situationship. But it's the stars. Yeah, lying. And so it was fate. So what it says to me is that fate, God, or the universe gives you your partner. It's not up to you. God gave you a very specific family. Well, God made you allowed you to be born inside of a very specific location in with a very specific family with a very specific amount of income and a very specific amount of capability. So fate. That's what the stars on the Empress's crown mean to me. That even your lover or your wife or the person that you are so infatuated with the most is fate. It's not up to you. It's not your choice. What is meant to happen is meant to happen, and what is not is not. What is meant for you is meant for you. What is not is not. It's just that. So, moving on. The Emperor is the next card in regards to the Major Arcana. And what it means is that, okay, so you gain your status and your seat in life, whatever it may be. Yeah. Moving on. So the Hierophant or the priest, maybe, I think. Anyway, understand. I think that this is the AE weight tarot deck, and it actually has Christian themes. Weirdly enough, so it's like you people think of tarot decks as evil and satanic or whatever, but it actually has a lot of Christian themes. So here's the Hierophant, and so being that you are the Emperor, you also have your own beliefs, and there are people that will pop up and try to follow your what you're doing, because you may be doing something that's worthy of following or whatever. Anyway, the thing about it is that why they did these dudes dirty. Why they had to have bald heads? Anyway, so moving on. So the next card is the Lovers. Now I already explained this. The Lovers. So you reach a point of harmony with your fated partner who has wisdom and are producing things in regards to your life, and you have multifaceted passions and goals, because this tree right here, in regards to the man right here, it has several flames going up this tree right here, if you can see it. And again, she has the snakes. She has the snake, which means wisdom. And also, I think there's fruit coming out of this tree as well. So she produces things for you and has wisdom. And next card is the Chariot, and that means that, okay, so you it may seem like you're making your own decisions with these two sphinxes right here, and they're guiding this chariot as you ride along inside of your life or whatever. However, you're still under the guide of the stars. Fate. Fate. What you have is not of your own doing. It's God, universe, or whatever. It was God who allowed you to have what you have and do what you do. Whether you like it or not, hate it or love it. Fate. So that's the Chariot. So moving on. So then there's Strength. I don't get this card. I didn't really meditate on this card, and maybe one day I will, but I don't get this card. So let me look at it real quick. Let me pause a second. Let's look at it real quick and see if there's anything that I can get from it. Pause. Okay, so I'm back. So the only thing I can get from this card is that basically throughout life, you strengthen your ego, because the lion is a symbol of Leo, or the fifth sign, which is like in regards to ego and status and stuff like that. But So you gain more status and pause. But you gain more. I'm back. But you gain more status, but you learn how to tame your own ego, or it may tame you. So moving on to the next card. The next card is the Hermit. And so basically what that means in my opinion is that what goes up must come down. And if you notice there's one star right here and it's inside of his lantern. And in astrology, one star or the first house or Aries is there's a focus on yourself instead of others. And so there's a staff here. And when you think about a staff, I think about the with the suit of wands or whatever, Wands, and basically, in my opinion, because there are people that think that. Anyway, I'm gonna give my opinion, but it's you meditate or you focus on yourself. It's a self reflection. It's a card of self reflection, because understand that you came inside this world alone, and even though God gave you the wife, the adventure, the this, the that, and then and that, you're gonna always end up. You're gonna always end up alone in some form of some form, shape, or fashion. So the next card is the Wheel of Fortune, and so with this, I guess that it means that you have when you fully accentuate in regards to basically learning yourself, you see that you have a choice, but that choice is not really yours. Fate, God, the universe is always really in control. You're just along for the ride. But they say this is the most fortunate card. I don't understand why, but well, one of the most fortunate cards, or whatever. So I guess this is a point inside of the crossroads where you decide to keep on going or stopping, right? So next card is Justice, and if you notice that there's a shroud right here, but there's nothing you can barely see behind this shroud right here. Unlike the first one in regards to the priest, the high priestess or whatever, you can barely see behind his shroud. Even so, basically, even though justice is you could say it's not it's you could say it's fake, but it's not real. It's based off of somebody's own objective opinion. There's that. But inside this man's hands, even the color red, it symbolizes, in my opinion, the suit of swords, right? But you also have these balance scales right here as well. So you had a choice to weigh a person's actions or just go to war with them. So you had the option to decide to negotiate or go to war. So that's justice. The next card, the Hanged Man. So with this card, I didn't meditate on it to enough to really give an exact description. And plus, I've been drinking a little bit, so. But let me pause a second to look at the picture just to get my current interpretation of the card. So let me pause a second. Okay, so I'm back. Pretty much. So I think I'm still in the Hangman, right? And so, like I said, I didn't meditate on this card that much, but when you look at this card, you see one, two, two ones, and so this is the two of wands, and it's a man looking out, basically at a problem, and he's trying to figure out what to do with the situation. So, and so I can only is the word, trying to use a big word here, ascertain that this person right here, who previously was the decider of whether they want to go to war or wanted peace, they end up in a situation where no matter what they did, they would become a prisoner or the hanged man. And so now they have to make a decision. Do they want to basically live or die? In my opinion. The next card is death. So, and you see that there's a king lying on the floor, and there's people right here that are saying, that are begging for mercy, and the horse is just smirking like, "Bitch, I've been here before." Well, inside this picture, it's not smirking, but inside of the other tarot decks I've seen or whatever, the horse is like, he's like, "We've been here before," and it's smirking. But anyway, it's a white horse. It's funny how the ooh ooh ooh, okay, come on now. It is funny how, I guess since it's so damn difficult to get to it, it's funny how the dog who tried to warn the fool in the beginning is white. Put this back. And the horse that is just smirking like, "I tried to fucking tell you," is white as well. Anyway. And so there's these people right here that they're begging for mercy while the king is dead on the ground. Anyway, that's death. So the next card is temperance. So temperance, in my opinion, it means there's a balance in regards to what the universe, God, fate has going on and planned, and everything's okay. It's fine and dandy. And yeah, that's just that. So that's temperance. This angel is fully clothed with its wings, and it's just mixing its elixir of life or whatever, or it's just shaking its water or whatever. Maybe it's making a margarita with its two chalices right here, but it's fully clothed, right? And it seems like there's balance. It has 1 foot on land and 1 foot in water. And there's a road to I think in other cards it shows a king's crown right here. But anyway, so next is the devil. There's always somebody that wants to hold on to something that they had that they think is the best thing for them. And God may have a bigger or better plan for that person or thing. And so I keep saying, tell God your plans and watch him laugh. You want to make him laugh harder? Try to fuck up his plans. Anyway, so the devil. It's a picture of these people. They have chains around their necks, in which are loose. They can take them off whenever they want to, but so they choose not to because they want that one specific thing, which God is saying, or the universe is saying, or fate is saying, look, we're moving. There's something else that's happening. As a matter of fact, I ended up bringing some chains inside the house, and I think I want it because I'm at the place where I wanted to the point of this video, where what is it? I'm looking at politicians. Oh, can I put this in my head? I'm drunk right now, so it's like, but I'm looking at politicians like Ayanna Presley, in my opinion, and they're pushing gender affirming care onto children. In regards to children, in my opinion, who can't, first of all, are not legal of a legal age to buy alcohol, cigarettes, weed, or get a tattoo, and yet apparently they're old enough to determine that they can mutilate their genitalia. And in my opinion, this politician and several other politicians like her, like AOC, in my opinion, allegedly. Who's the other people? Bernie Sanders and others. I tried to go on Google AI, and it would not give me a definitive list of people who support child gen, general mutilation, gender affirming care. But my point is that there are people who just tie themselves down to, because they want power, and they'll do anything and everything to keep and maintain their power. No matter who it hurts or what it hurts or etc. So, looking at the children, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but anyway, you had a Democrat. I mean, I'm just saying, like the Democrats, they had one man who apparently had a Nazi tattoo on him, but it's up. Who knows? Maybe he really didn't know what that tattoo meant. Maybe he didn't. I was going to say allegedly or in his opinion or whatever. I don't, or reportedly. That's the best way to say that. But anyway, reportedly. And then you have other. Anyway, I'm tired. So basically, what the devil means is that there are people who will go against what fate has in store. Who will try, not will try to go against what fate has in store for the overall bigger picture. And that is considered the devil. They're trying to hold on to, like I said, in regards to a woman or feminine energy, they're trying to hold on to an illusion or delusion. The grapes in regards to wine and alcohol and stuff like that, delusions, illusions, things that cannot make sense and will not make sense. In my opinion, Ayanna Presley and gender affirming care. In my opinion, I have a right to my opinion. And then you have men who have a singular passion. Maybe they just want to survive, and like maybe there's one specific woman that they want. Maybe there's this job that they want. But the universe, God, or whatever is like, no, that job is not gonna like in my case, I thought that I was working in sales or whatever, and I thought that I want to work here forever, not knowing that I could be replaced by a fucking robot or AI or etc. So it's like it is what it is. But you wear this chain that you can take off. You can pull over your head anytime you want to. You can take it off anytime you want to, but you don't want to. Why? Because it's what you want, but is it what God wants? So that's the devil. And you notice the upside down star. It goes against everything else. And so guess what God does when you're so rigid, when you think that you're in control, when you think that you're in control. The next card is the Tower. God will fuck that shit up like it's nothing. Is this what I take? Oh, no, it's not trying to come off. God will fuck that shit up. You see the woman and the man falling out of this tower. If they thought they had such a huge ego, and that ego got destroyed. What you thought you had is gone. Bill and Hillary Clinton, in my opinion. Allegedly. And yet, this chain, you're still trying to hold on to this chain. The tower. And if you look at the illustration, you got lightning striking what you thought you had was yours and your home and whatever, and the crown is coming off. And then what's next? The star. There's 8 stars here, right? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you look at astrology, 8th house is the house of ups and downs, highs and lows. What goes up must come down. But if you look closely, it seems like the angel from Temperance. Where you at? The angel from Temperance is in relation to the star. Ooh. Like I said, I've been meditating on these cards or whatever. When well, I'll just get to my point in a minute. You see that this angel right here is fully clothed and everything is balanced. However, in this picture right here, the angel has, it's like God has said, you know what? Show them. I'm going to expose to them what I can do when you don't follow my fucking plan. pour out the cups of wrath. And what was balanced? What was balanced and temperance? Becomes a storm and a pouring, a disturbance, and an exposing of something in the star. Like I said, there's 8 stars there, ups and downs, highs and lows. It's the 8th house is the house of Scorpio. So that's just that. So moving on. So the next card is the moon. I did not understand this card at first, and then I had to meditate on it. And so you see the moon right here, right? And keep in mind these cards are in order. So it's telling a story. Oops, it's telling a story. So that's the star, and this is the moon. Look at the dogs. Like there's not a white dog here. There's a red dog and there's a yellow dog here. That's interesting. I think red in regards to things embody the force of like the suit of swords. I don't know what the yellow embodies because I didn't think about this until now. So I have to meditate on later on. But I'm trying to get this video over with or whatever. This chain is getting heavy. But speaking of like the devil, and people trying to hold on to something that's not meant for them, or if it was meant for them, it was meant for them for a period of time. So these dogs are barking. They're trying to warn you, just like the first dog. Just like the first dog. Ooh. Oh, you come on now. I see you, and you're trying to hide from me. Just like the first dog. The first white dog in the first card of the suit of the major arcana. They're trying to warn you that something's going on. Hey, be careful, pay attention. And see, if you look at the moon, it's like, bitch, I'm trying to sleep. I want to do what I want to do. I'm trying to sleep. And see, look right here. That I think it says a crawfish, or maybe it's a scorpion, or maybe it's a lobster. But I think that's in relation to Scorpio. But like I said, the star. There's 8 stars here, and it very much is in relation to the 8th sign Scorpio. So it's saying that there's something coming out of the dogs are barking. They're trying to warn you that hey, something's out here, and you're trying to sleep. Like I don't care. I want to do what I want to do anyway, and fuck you. Look at the expression of the moon. They're trying to warn you. So something's coming. The moon. And then the sun. You get a glimpse of it. Like I said, the color red means, I believe, in my opinion, the suit of swords or war. But the sun exposes everything. Let me go back a little bit. Basically, something hidden was coming out of the waters, and something was these dogs was trying to warn you. Something in secret was coming out of the waters, and you were just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm trying to sleep right now." You weren't paying attention. In darkness, this came out of the waters, and then now you see it, the sun. The truth is revealed. You have a naked child right here. Something new came up, and it's war, bitch. It's a new war. And then, bitch, I hope you're ready. And next card, Judgment. Those dogs tried to warn you. God tried to warn you. The universe tried to warn you. But you thought that you knew better than God. Or the universe. Or whatever. Like I said, whatever happens, everything happens for a reason. Whether it's for better or worse. But anyway, Judgment. You try to hold on to something, maybe a political position. Maybe it was just you were trying to hold on to hope of something, the loss of something. But God said it, but the universe said, or fate said it was time to move on. That's just that. Anyway. So, you see, let me see if I can find my quote real quick, because I had made a very, very specific quote about this. So let me pause a second. Okay, so I'm back. Basically, I think I made this post on October 29th, 2025, right? And so, yeah, it goes like, I recently purchased a tarot deck because I saw this card, 21 Judgment. And yes, I know it says either 20 or 20, I think it says 20, right? But being the Fool, pause a second. Okay, so being the Fool is labeled as 0 instead of like 1. I consider Judgment the 21st card inside of the major arcana. It's called Judgment. I don't know what I said before I said that, but anyway. So I've said this before, but I've made so many videos that you probably have not watched it. So I just I say the Lord. I said it makes me think of the Clintons, the Democratic Party, and Donald Trump. Ooh. As the 7 notes, and if you look at it, like if you count, there's 7 lines come out of his trumpet. As the 7 notes or loss of eighth are played by the angel Gabriel via a trumpet. When you think about trumpet, you think about Donald Trump. Anyway, but as the 7 notes, again, 7 lines right here. As the 7 notes or loss of eighth are played by the angel via a trumpet, the hidden coffins and buried bodies / secrets float out of the scorpionic thawed icy waters, coming on earth, opening and exposing / revealing everything to be seen and to be judged. The ending of winter and the beginning of spring, or a new season / era. P.S. I did say biblical. And I added some additional astrology inside of this post, but that's just that. Let me pause a second to reorientate myself or get some more information. Pause. So I think I put right here, I said, lastly, just for your information or just FYI, Judgment is the 21st major arcana card out of a total of 22. Though it is labeled 20, the Fool is the first card inside of the major arcana deck, even though it's labeled 0. However, yeah, the Fool's card lore labels the card 0, but again, it is the first major arcana suit. And when you add the numbers 2 and 1 together, you get number 3. And number 3 is like 8 houses and signs away from the sign of Scorpio. So I said not a mistake. But anyway, let me pause for a second. So right now that's Judgment. I'm like, kind of tipsy right now. I've been drinking a little bit, even though it's like fucking right now 9:10 a.m. But I've been trying to work. I've been working this video since like 12 a.m. this morning, June 27th, 2006. Anyway, so that's Judgment. And so I didn't really look at the next card, which is the World. And I guess this means that at the Judgment, I think there's something that say that this card isn't also in line with Ouroboros, or it's a cycle. Maybe things start over. I don't know, but the first card when I first purchased this deck, when I first received this deck, it was in was it October or November? I forgot now, but the first card that I pulled in this deck was the Five of Cups, I think. And I said this card depressed the hell out of me. It scared me as well. But the second card I pulled was the World. And they say this is a positive card, but it is what it is. Anyway. So I guess now I'm going to get to the astrology. So let me pause a second to get myself reorientated. So let me pause a second. Okay. So I guess my overall point in regards to that, me going on the major arcana, is that pretty much these two cards right here, they stand out to me. The Devil and the Star. If you notice that the Devil has an upside down star that's not as brilliant as these stars right here. This is a 5-pointed star, right? And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-pointed stars. So I guess my point is that here's a star right here in the middle, and the star right here inside the middle as well. You can either go with God's plan or be considered of the devil, which is against God's plan, because I think that an upside down star is like the reverse of like what should be happening or whatever, and it's less brilliant. And also at the end of the day, the cards show that if you go against God, he's going to show you, he's going to expose to you what he really can do. Anyway, so let's see with the tarot cards. Now onto the astrology. I think in my last video, I think I said that Donald Trump, he should be careful around the 20th or the 21st of June 2026, because there could be an assassination attempt on that day, or on July the 4th, 2026. Who knows? Maybe some plans were set in motion around the date of June 20th, 2026. I did hear inside of several YouTube video posts or whatever that Donald Trump he had went to Camp David around the 20th or the 21st of June 2026. So who knows? I think that Camp David, it has you can't spy in that area of Camp David, and it's I think it's a military situation going on with that. Anyway, so the additional astrology. Another thing that came up was pretty much, I don't look at transits or whatever in regards to the astrology, but apparently Mercury entered his shadow on June the 13th, 2026. So that's probably one of the reasons why my prediction did not hit as strong as I thought it would hit. Besides the fact that Hillary Clinton, it showed inside of her chart that she would get lucky around that date. So that's just that. Another thing. So apparently, like I said, Mercury entered its retrograde shadow on the 13th of June, 2026. Now, Mercury begins to retrograde on June 29th, 2026. That's in 2 more days from now. Today's the 27th of June. Um, I think Mercury retrograde ends on. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so Mercury retrograde begins on June the 29th. June 29th is 27th. So in 2 days from now, June the 27th, June 29th, that's when Mercury begins to retrograde. Sorry, I've been drinking, so sorry. And Mercury retrograde ends on July the 23rd, 2026. July 23rd, 2026. Also, weirdly enough, um, there will be a full moon on June the 29th, 2026. But not only that, Jupiter will change signs on June the 29th, 2026, and it will enter the sign of Leo. If you don't know, if you don't know Donald Trump, he's the Leo rising, and also apparently, if Zoran Mondami's birth time is correct, his rising sign should also be a Leo as well. So that's that. Let me pause a second. Okay, so apparently I'm drunk as shit right now. So but I do need to expound. Well, I do need to say that pretty much, if you don't understand that, being the fact that Mercury entered its shadow on the 13th of June, 2026. And my prediction in regards to Bill Clinton, him beginning his trial, having on it, him going through the same astrology as him having his trial all the way back in 1999. Um, Something I said around the period of time, it could happen, but it could happen in between the dates of June 13th, June 29th, and July the 23rd, 2026. Because with that retrograde, Mercury, it was the planet Mercury ruling communication and information. Something can happen within this period of time. Not only that, the kicker is that Bill Clinton will go through the same astrology as the ending of his trial, well, at the end of his impeachment on the 20th of July, 2026. But not only that, Chelsea Clinton around the same time will have a huge loss of status, and Ghislaine Maxwell, she will have a gain of status on the 11th of July, 2026. So, anyway, so that's just that. Let me see if there's anything else. Let me pause a second. Okay, so I would go throughout all the astrology in regards to Bill Clinton and etc. But it's like there's only like one more date left, and that's July the 20th, 2026, and also August the 9th, 2026. So that's pretty much it. I've drank so much I think that, and plus it's like early. It's like fucking 9:39 right now. But I've been up since like what 12:30 last night because a car pulled up at the end of my road or whatever. And it was looking weird out there. And I had my fucking rifle like ready, had some other stuff ready on the ready, and some other stuff on the ready as well too. So I'm like, look, it is what it is. So let me see if there's anything else I need to add to this video. I'm gonna call it a day. I understand that cars don't ever pull up inside my road. I live on like I live inside of a private situation, so it's like it's weird for a car to pull up inside of my not yard, but at the fork of my road, at the tippy top of my road. I'm like, look. Anyway, pause. Okay, so I'm back. But yeah, I think it's gonna be it for me. Pretty much. There were a lot of other notes that I was contemplating on talking about, but being I ended up watching like a roundtable meeting with Donald Trump and apparently Dan Patrick, who you know I hate, who you know I hate. Fuck Dan Patrick, by the way. But I'm like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I'm a little more calm than normal. But I'm just saying. Well, I want to say that Donald Trump needs to be careful around July the 4th, 2026, and that's just that. So yeah. Bye for now.